KiwiRadio.nz, your home for independent, alternative and new music. Another blog from me, Ralphie. AI has slipped itself into every creative flow I have as a content creator, and in this video I'll tell you what that means exactly. Firstly, as a musician who's been doing music for several decades now, I have to be super careful about not outsourcing my creativity fully to the robots. The AI robots are taking over Neo. I still have to somehow maintain that artistry, even though when you do talk to anyone that's not a musician, half the time they don't really care how the song was made. A good song is a good song, and that's just how they see it. And a lot of the time they're just putting music in the background. So firstly, the music production side of things. I, for one, am not the one pressing a DJ button and using it one button styles. I still like to mix and master the stems, because I find that a lot of AI vocals, for example, still alias, like high frequency aliasing, and also the pronunciation of some words and things like that. You really have to edit the text of the prompt. So there is still a bit of a manual process there. But what I liken it to is, as a busy professional young dad and creative at the same time, I'm trying to fit in my creativity in the little hours and pocket of hours that I might have throughout the day. Sometimes I'll only have 30 minutes or 1 hour. Sometimes I can have a whole day to myself. It's really likened to when I was making records, for example, or producing or engineering for artists. I always tell them, well, how much time do you have? What's your budget? Because obviously the more time you have, chipping away at your art, the better you can make it, or maybe not, because sometimes there's the danger of over-analyzing it. But I just wanted to quickly circle back to what I'm doing in terms of how AI is sneaking itself into my workflow. So firstly, it's music production. I still am kind of doing 50-50 at the moment, but what I'd like to do is, because we have a radio station, KiwiRadio.nz, there's a lot of remixes in that playlist that I've added that you will not find anywhere else on YouTube, Instagram, or anything like that. These are just called experiments, where I take my existing catalog or songs that musicians have submitted to the station, and with their permission, remix it to different genres using AI prompts. You can only find those experiments on the station at random times, so it'll be a golden nugget if and when you do hear them. But I also wanted to tell you about one of my recent experiments, which is from one of my lockdown EPs called Souvenir, and shout out to all the wonderful organic musicians that helped create that during that time. And I recently posted a Motown version of it with a lead female singer singing it. And it was the bass player of that record, of the original record, that actually recommended that I come up with some sort of alias so that it differentiates itself to my vast Ralphie catalog, which is many years of organic records. So we came up with a name called Makina Dayo, which is very African sounding, but when you listen to the record, it's gaining some traction on YouTube right now. I've posted it as the main video for now, and I hope you listen to that, because it shows you how convincing AI music can be. Of course, there's the headlines out there at the moment with AI bands tricking the world, such as the Velvet Sundown with Dust in the Water, that kind of thing. So I think at the end of the day, most people don't care. Music is music, and half the time they just got it on the iPod earplugs and they're just ticking away at their day and just wanting a bit of a soundtrack. But yeah, I have to remind myself that anything that is left that is considered humanity or human, such as creativity, not to offshore that too much, and keep it intact where possible. But I have been posting a lot of cool, awesome future-based remixes and stuff on the YouTube channel. What I'll start doing is I'll start mentioning that if it is AI assisted in the description, and what I'll do, instead of using Ralphie, so if I use Ralphie in the description, that means I've put a lot of manual effort into it. But if I use like Kiwi Radio, Remix by Kiwi Radio, you'll know that that's kind of like AI led. The other thing I've been testing out is AI music video. I tried it once. The only thing with AI video is it does make you buy credits all the time, so you can only really have X amount of minutes per month. And I haven't renewed my subscription for that yet, and which reminds me, a lot of the AI stuff are subscription based. But yeah, if you want to check out that music video, it's called This Song Is For You. Kind of dystopian with like the eyes and stuff, and the hands don't quite meld. And again with that, it gave me AI video prompts as things to download, but what I did is I ended up editing probably about 3 or 4 different prompts into one music video. I tried the lip sync. There's a beta version of lip syncing. I upload the photo of myself, of my face, which you see briefly in the video. But in the prompts that didn't make the cut, the lip syncing, it just doesn't look right. It puts random objects in my hand like a microphone. It looks too comic-y and gimmicky to be any sort of stylistic, artistic output. So I removed that. But the other thing I wanted to talk about is AI is snuck into my video editing. So things like, you know, if I'm doing text to video, it will spit out a text font of the whole thing of what I'm saying in the video, and I can edit the video just using text. So that's AI as well. And the other thing as well is if I'm doing long form to short form, there's software out there like CapCut, for example, which looks like all the mainstream stations use as well, to edit the long form into short forms and spit out a couple of things like that. So I don't even know how to describe AI other than automation, cutting down time, and keeping my creative flow. But at the same time, I know that anything that we use as a tool, even like social media or screens in general, there's a direct link with that to cognitive memory, where it shortens your memory span if you look at screens too long. And I think it's the same thing with making AI music. In the background, I'm still learning my music theory, practicing my pentatonic scales on the guitar, you know, all sorts of things to upkeep my musicianship. But at the same time, I'm trying to make sure that I have fun with it, of course, because the main thing about music is having fun, especially if you're doing it as a hobby like I am. But at the same time, not to offshore too much of my creativity. But what are your thoughts if you're a creative out there or just a person listening to music? Can you tell the difference? Comment below, like and subscribe to youtube.com/@KiwiRadioNZ, and go to www.kiwiradio.nz for our 24/7 radio station.